I decided to do this real talk on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So I did it on YouTube.
So I'm gonna do this, y'all, for YouTube.
I'm doing this for the fans that I know around the globe that love real talk.
Real talk. Yeah. I don't know, the intro's a little choppy still, but we're working on it. Had a little idea. I gave it a shot. I don't know. Figure it out. So I didn't post on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook that I was doing this Real Talk Tuesday, but I did mention it on the last video. So I grabbed a couple questions from YouTube. Since you guys participated, I appreciate the comments and I appreciate the questions. It's hard to do a real talk if you have nothing to talk about. So Cody Hardy and John Kroll mentioned they wanted to buy an ammo board. That's really cool that you guys mentioned you want to buy an ammo board. I appreciate that you guys want to buy an ammo board. Our website's currently being reconstructed, but if you hit me at info@ammousa.com, I'll make sure to get back to you with some stuff that's available. We're reestablishing the business out of Los Angeles. It used to be in New York City. We moved it to Los Angeles. We have a whole new website coming up in the near future that I'd love to share with you guys. And this vlog is part of it. Another way for you guys to get an ammo board is if you guys can get your local store to put in an order, a decent order, not too big, I'll throw in a free board for you guys. Sounds like a deal? Because I mean, that's kind of like if you guys are like my sales department. So you guys sell some stuff to a store and you guys get a free board. I think that's a fair deal. Everybody wins. Next question is Gizmo7188. How long have you been skating and how long do you plan on doing it for? How long have I been skating? I got my first skateboard in the 80s. Yeah, I did say the 80s. And I learned how to skate. Then I found some friends who knew how to skate in the late 80s. So I've been skating probably like 30 years. I think a little more than 30 years, maybe. I'm not very good at math. That's why I ride a skateboard. And I've been pro since 1990. So yeah, I've been skateboarding longer than I haven't been skateboarding. So most of my life. And how long do I plan on doing it? I plan on doing it for the rest of my life. When it comes down to it, once I can't walk anymore, I'll have a wheelchair with independent trucks on it, and we'll be busting this guy and grinding on a much wider square type setup, but we're still gonna be getting it in, you know? And I'll have some Spitfire 51 Classics on there, and we'll be getting it in on a wheelchair. I mean, God forbid, hopefully I could skate until I die on my feet, but no matter what, we're gonna be skating. You can guarantee we're gonna be skating. Okay, Mark Johnston said, has your cut healed, dude? Mark, thank you for asking about my cut. My cut has actually healed really well. I'm gonna go to this camera because it's a little bit closer and probably a better look. Right there is the cut. You see the little scar. The little scar healed up pretty good. I'll go to this camera too, just in case this camera can pick it up. A little scar right there. Nothing too bad. Just in a little battle wound. What's a skater without a scar? Nah, we don't say bad words on my channel, right? No bad words. Okay, so Liz Gutierrez. Oh, Luis Gutierrez. That's funny that I just said that. Liz Gutierrez is this. No, I'm not even gonna put that in the vlog. Luis Gutierrez said, just saw your setup video. It was funny. Thank you. Nigel's a great guy. Thank you, Nigel, NKA Vids, for that setup video. I wanted to ask you, how did you first get started in turning skateboarding into a business and not letting work control how fun skating is? Okay. So this question is a little bit difficult because skating became a business as soon as I started working in skateboarding, I guess. So I think you kind of start working in skateboarding as soon as you start getting stuff for free because there's kind of a responsibility to promote the stuff. The next level is when you're actually working at brands. So you're working on promoting the stuff on the board and you're working on creating the stuff off the board. I started waking up really early because typically skaters don't get up and get going that early. So I would put in a bunch of office time before lunchtime, and then I would get out with the team after lunchtime and skate all the way into the evening and into the late night if needed. So that was one way that I kept it kind of like balanced, by being able to do some work and still have some fun. But once you start to sponsor people, it's kind of a really difficult thing, because I remember when skateboarding became a job for me, how a lot of that fun was taken away because sometimes you had to do something. So a lot of times when I would sponsor somebody, I would feel like I'm almost stealing the soul out of what skateboarding is all about, because I'm just like, man, they're having so much fun right now. They're ripping, they're doing it. And right now I'm going to make them have to kind of do stuff. I'm going to have to ask them to kind of do stuff. And sometimes you're going to have to skate when you don't want to skate because of a deadline or because of a demo or because of an ad. And yeah, it was a really tough thing. But then when I weighed it out on the scale and I was like, well, skateboarding's taken me to over 30 countries. Skateboarding's provided me ways to provide for so many people, you know, for my family, for my close circle of friends. Skateboarding has given me a way to give other skateboarders an outlet to get one step closer to their dreams. Then I think to myself, man, if I don't give this kid a shot to get in this game, I'm taking all that away from him. So sometimes you got to sacrifice a little bit of fun for a little bit of a future. And if you're smart about this and you stay out of trouble and you connect with some good people, you're going to be able to take that little bit of future and make it a real big future that's going to provide futures for other people. So I think the answer is somewhere in there. Tyler Costa, he said, question, what do you feel your greatest accomplishment is? I guess that's the question mark part. This is a very loaded question, and my vlog's already too long. So I'm going to break it into 3 parts, and I'm going to try and answer each of the 3 parts quickly, because it's a greatest accomplishment on the board, greatest accomplishment off the board, greatest accomplishment as a human being. I'm not really sure. But I'm going to start with my greatest accomplishment is coming back to a strong relationship with God. I've been away from church for over 30 years. I said that, 30 years. And coming back together has really been grounding for me and has really refocused and repurposed a lot of existing attributes and characteristics that I already had as a common thread in my life, and really has amplified the purpose in my life and really cleaned up a lot of the mess that was kind of making everything else foggy. So that's one of the greatest accomplishments in my life. Second greatest accomplishment in my life is I got married. I thought that was completely impossible. I thought there was never a day when I was going to be able to sacrifice enough to put somebody else before me. But again, being married and having that peace of mind that my best friend is at home with my best interest at all times in their heart and in every one of their thoughts is so comforting and so empowering that it's something that I wish happened in my life a lot sooner, but I didn't have the peace within. You know, to find Mrs. Right or to find Mr. Right, you have to first fix Mr. Wrong and Mrs. Wrong. And that was a problem I had. There was one thing that kept showing up to every relationship that was messing up, and it was me. So as soon as I fixed Mr. Wrong, it was easy to find Mrs. Right, and my marriage is what I'm going to say is my second greatest accomplishment. Now, third, you probably want something that's skate related or business related or whatever. All my greatest accomplishments, skateboarding or business-wise, have always been for somebody else. And that's one of the things that's most gratifying to me. I feel a life is priceless, and I feel having a positive effect on somebody else's life, there's really no way to value that. So although I've taken a couple napkin drawings and turned them into like $50 million companies, it still doesn't measure up to being able to give somebody a shot at their dream, whether it be art, whether it be skateboarding, whether it be music. And then when you see that dream start to take off and that little spark starts to become like a fire and the fire starts to become like a blaze, and then you just see this person in the zone, not just like providing for themselves, but being able to provide for other people and really taking something that they thought was just like an idea that I had and really making it such a reality that now your circle of influence starts to create for other people opportunity, that is definitely my biggest accomplishment. So I guess that's probably enough talking. That's probably enough real talking. That's probably enough theory talking. That's probably enough Q&R, like question and response. So let me know in the comments if you guys like this. If not, we're probably still gonna do it anyway because I need some articles, because it buys me some time to edit, maybe a little less. And I want to engage with you guys because I'm sure all you guys have so many questions. And like I said, there's no questions that are off limits. I appreciate all the likes on the channel. I love all my new subscribers joining us in this conversation of creating and skateboarding and just living a better life. I'll see you guys next week. So I'm gonna do this issue. So I'm gonna do this, y'all, for you guys, for YouTube. So I'm gonna do this for y'all, for YouTube. So I'm gonna do this ish here for y'all, for YouTube.